ambayo tutakuwa tunazungumzia na ni mambo ya hapo baadaye, lakini kwa sasa tuweze kuangalia mambo ambayo yameweza kupewa ama habari ambazo zimepewa vichwa ama habari ambazo zimeweza kuandaliwa katika magazeti yetu ya humu nchini, na siko peke yangu, nipo na kikosi kikubwa ambacho kitakuwa kinanisaidia kudadisi masuala mbalimbali ambayo yameweza kuangaziwa katika magazeti yetu ya humu nchini. Kigen, asalamu alaykum.
Wa alaykum salam.
Mambo mazuri?
I'm very fine, alhamdulillah.
Mambo mazuri? Naomba ongea kwa Kiswahili. Mambo mazuri.
Niko mzima, nashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu.
Weekend imekwaje? Maana yake hatujaona kwa muda mrefu.
Weekend yangu imekuwa nzuri. Niliweza kuhesabiwa jana.
Uliweza kuhesabiwa?
Naam, saa 7 mchana ndio niliweza kuhesabiwa. Sijui kama wewe umehesabiwa.
Bado sijahesabiwa, nasubiri.
Lakini tusiwe na wasiwasi.
Shughuli inaendelea hadi
tarehe 3. Shughuli inaendelea, ni shughuli ya siku 7. Lakini kwa weekendi hizo siku mbili, Jumamosi na Jumapili ndio ilikuwa ni ile kazi kubwa kabisa, lakini bado shughuli inaendelea. Kwa hivyo kama hujahesabiwa kama ndugu yangu hapa Mohamed, usiwe na wasiwasi.
Shukrani sana Abdul Hakim Kige na Said Kuri. Asalamu alaykum.
Wa alaykum salam.
Mambo mazuri?
Alhamdulillah.
Nafurahi kukuona bana.
Nashukuru.
Najua kuna mambo mengi sana ambayo yameweza kuangaziwa katika magazeti yetu ya humu nchini, na labda tujaribu kuangalia tu baadhi ya habari ambazo zinaangaziwa. Ni visanga vya kumba sensa. Shughuli ya kuhesabu watu inaingia siku yake ya 3 leo, kukiwa na ripoti ya visa tofauti tofauti katika maeneo mengi ya nchi. Haya mambo ambayo yanaendelea ni gazeti la Taifa Leo hilo na The Star. Habari ambayo imeweza kupewa kipaumbele kwamba Raila Tanga MPs will be crushed. Haya, ODM leader describe looming referendum as a tsunami that will sweep away DP Ruto and allies. Haya mambo matamu kweli kweli katika gazeti la The Star. Na katika gazeti la Daily Nation, habari ambayo imeweza kupewa kipaumbele ni kwamba Uhuru backs reform as Raila wants force. Na hapa nisema kwamba if there is anything wrong with the constitution, we need to see how best we can rectify it, advises President Kenyatta, as opposition chief says referendum tsunami will sweep away those opposing the change. Mambo matamu kweli kweli katika magazeti yetu ya humu nchini. Katika gazeti la Business Daily, KRA targets 12 insurance firms for wealthy Kenyans. Haya mambo na biashara haya. Na katika gazeti la The Standard, DCI to request DCI to question 2 ministers in Itare Dam probe. Haya, tutuki katika gazeti la The Star. Kigen, Tanga MPs will be crushed. ODM leader described looming referendum as a tsunami that would sweep away DP Ruto and allies. Na tuweza kuona kwamba Rais Uhuru Kenyatta alisema kwamba kama yapo mambo ambayo yanafaa kurekebishwa or things that need to be rectified in the constitution, okay, mbona tusibadilishe?
First of all, I don't understand why the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, I think he said this in a political note, because this sounds like a threat.
He was in
Tanga will be crushed, you know.
He was in Kibra last weekend.
But I think the BBI report is not even out yet, you know. And if you look at Tanga, so to speak, the deputy president wing, they some of them, majority of that wing of Tanga wing is still local. About BBI, they have just not put their foot down on BBI. So you never know, maybe they'll support BBI. But again, we look at this. So they might support BBI. Let us look at this. It's not a crime for you to support one thing, okay? And it's not a crime for you to oppose one thing. Because I have never seen any part in the constitution. Yes, you have the right to support. And you know, we have this very strange kind of mentality in Kenya that we need to do away with, that you bedevil your opposer and you see him as an enemy. No, it's just politics. But again, we have this issue that really needs to be looked at. As President Uhuru has said, if you look at the nation, right? It says Uhuru backs reforms as Raila. It goes without saying that we need referendum reforms. We need a referendum currently in Kenya, because we are having so many gray areas, especially if you look at the stalemate that is going on with the revenue bill, you know, the distribution.
Yeah, very true.
We are having so many gray areas, and some part needs to be changed. You look at some things that 8 years down the line since we voted in this constitution, some parts have been impractical, so to speak.
So
that we need to align.
We need reform in this
Yeah,
constitution.
we need reforms. But again, we have to look at one thing. What are we changing? Why are we changing? And what is the process of changing it? If you look at BBI is losing confidence because of one thing. Because people are not seeing them at the ground roots. You know, we want to see these people.
They're supposed to be on the ground.
Yeah, because they're just in this big hotel, 5-star hotel, receiving reports. I want to see BBI officials. I want to see them in Pokot, in the dust, asking those women, what is this county government doing for you? What is this county government not doing for you? I want to see them in
each and every county,
yes, looking
which
at
they did.
what is the refugee case here? What can we do? I want them to go to Tiati and ask what is the security problem here?
Did they go to all the counties?
Of course, there are complaints that BBI did not go to all counties. In fact, even Governor Dango came out and said that he is offended because BBI did not take the views of his people. And I'll tell my friend Kigen, and I want to discuss the headline of the Star.
Tanga MPs will be crushed.
Of course.
Will they be crushed?
The former Prime Minister said it with a of course, for politics.
He was on a political rally.
Yeah, he was in a political rally, and of course, you could not expect him to support Tanga. As you all know, we have two groups. One led by Raila Odinga, who seems maybe in the coming race, 2022 race.
He might be in the ballot.
He might be. Because of course,
we are not sure. There are allegations that he might be in the ballot come 2022.
Some of people who are very close to him are saying that he'll be in the race. Then Ruto, there's no doubt Ruto has declared that he'll be in the race come 2022. So if God will keep him alive, he'll be in the ballot. So we have two rival groups, one led by William Ruto and the other led by Raila Odinga. And you cannot expect Raila Odinga to support Tanga team. Of course, he has to attack it. But I want to now to comment about the issue of crashing. It is not easy. You have asked me where it is not easy. Because I know people like Dindi Nyoro, Kimani Ichung'wah, they have gone full throttle to show that they owe allegiance to the DP. And in fact, even the president, who seems to gravitate towards supporting the cause of the former prime minister, because that is what is happening. Now, President Kenyatta and Raila Odinga have an alliance, which, of course,
they're in good terms now.
They're in good terms. And you don't need even to have a PhD.
As opposed to 2013, 2017.
Yes, you don't need to have a PhD in politics.
To see that.
To see that maybe come 2022, Kenyatta will cast his lot with Raila Odinga.
So, you never know.
Yes, it may happen. So now we'll have two groups which will be pulling towards different direction. One led by Tanga and by Deputy President, and one led by former Prime Minister. And I believe each one is trying to do everything to win this war. And they have started it early. And when we talk about referendum, even referendum is about this 2022 politics, because
there's some section of the constitution that will be changed.
That want to be changed, and some are even saying that the current president, may even go beyond 2022 in a different position, maybe as a prime minister. If the constitution is changed. I believe the BBI is a product of handshake, and the BBI is a political strategy for both prime minister and president, and deputy president.
A political strategy for both the prime minister, former prime minister, and the current president.
And William Ruto doesn't want that thing.
He's out of the picture.
He's out of the picture.
I want to demystify one thing. You know that being on the opposing side, and if you lose while on the opposing side, you have lost it virtually. No, you haven't lost. Let us revisit history. 2010 constitutional amendment. You find that William Ruto went against everybody. You know, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, former President Mwai Kibaki, Kalonzo Musyoka, all those people who were saying yes. And he went for the no and gathered 4 million votes, which was a stepping stone for him for 2013. So you can't rule out that being on the opposing side, you'll virtually go out. No.
There's no doubt William Ruto
it can be a stepping stone for you.
He is a witty politician. He is putting his act together, and of course, I don't expect him to do anything else. He must campaign. Even if people are telling him not to campaign,
he has no option.
He has to prepare. Every politician must prepare. This is politics. Even
he wants to be in the ballot.
He wants to be in the ballot. Even Prime Minister is preparing. Even Uhuru Kenyatta, because the allegation that he wants to continue beyond 2022 as a Prime Minister, is preparing. So me, I believe...
So it's all about preparation.
Yes. The main agenda of BBI and the handshake is to for referendum and to change constitution.
They are building bridges.
They can create new posts. Even if they talk about even making this country cohesive or uniting this country, I believe politicians will always look for their interest first. And the interest of BBI is, of course, creating positions for people to continue. Some people to continue beyond 2022 and to even accommodate some alliances, which are being accused they are dynastic in nature.
The same story has been discussed on the Daily Nation front page. Uhuru backs reform as Raila wants force. Just the same story.
The same story.
And on Standard, DCI to question 2 ministers in Itare Dam probe. Aya, war on fresh graft, fresh round of grilling comes in the wake of President Uhuru Kenyatta's weekend declaration that will not relent in the war against corruption, for which there will be no sacred cows.
First of all, I want to say that I'm utterly disappointed because these dams and these mega scandals are only looked at by the DCI only when they come out through the media. You see, we have Itare Dam that came out through the media. If it never came out to the media, I wonder if the DCI would have looked at it. We have another dam in Kiserian that is another cash cow that people ate the money and ran away. Now there is no project there. But it narrows down to one thing. Let us not politicize the war on corruption. You know, it's at the end of the day, it's not about political parties. It's not about the political kingpins of whoever. It is about the people who are living in Itare that don't have water, and the people whom the water from Itare Dam was supposed to serve them. You know, we have that dam in Kiserian. We have I don't know if you've been to Kiserian and Rongai and Gong. We have a water problem, especially in Rongai and Kiserian, and that dam 7 years ago, 2011, was supposed to serve the people of that area, and look at it now. We have this problem, and I think that the investigations should not leave out the contractors, should not leave out the people who procured everything there, and I think it's something that we need results. We really need results.
DCI Kinoti and DPP Nurdin Haji walielekea wanaambia kwamba walikuwa wanafanya utafiti, and they were in Dubai where they gathered the information on the scam that imekuwa ikikumba hii dam ya Itare. Kwamba zaidi ya bilioni 28 iweza kupotea katika ukarabati.
We must of course emphasize the fight against corruption is very important. Of course the corruption in this country has reached alarming levels, and it must be confronted. But you must also know that it is very dangerous to declare even war against corruption publicly, because even corruption fights back. You don't have to keep telling everyone that you are fighting corruption. Because these people who are engaged in corrupt practices have people who support them and have godfathers who protect them. And I believe sometimes if the best way to fight corruption is, of course, to do what is necessary as DPP. But I still have problem with DPP and even DCI and even the offices that are engaged in fight against corruption, because sometimes they blow things out of proportions. There was a time they were even accused of Friday arrests. You don't have to arrest people on Friday so that you can keep them.
And each and every Friday, there is someone who will be arrested.
So this is something that it is somehow predetermined somewhere, maybe to punish some people because, of course, they are engaged in politics, which may be not favoring the powers that to be. But I believe the fight against corruption he should continue with fight against corruption, but he should be cautious, because he may end up suffering if he does not approach this thing cautiously. Because I have told you, even corruption fights back.
I think my brother has said something that is that I find it quite problematic.
quite problematic.
Because
just hold on brother. We're taking a short commercial break. Mtazamaji, tutakuwa tunarudi baada ya mapumziko mafupi na kuendelea na udadisi wa magazeti yetu ya leo. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation. On the next episode,
why do they insist in drawing a certain thing? They regularly say, I want to draw this. When you ask them several questions, it's the same thing over and over again.
For example, if a kid is continuously drawing the family, maybe it's because the family has it has an impact on the child's life. So every time he thinks of something, the family comes up first.
Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan and Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah and Dhul Hijjah. These are the months of Islam.
on the next episode.
There are surahs with one letter. Qaf, just one letter. Wal Quran al-Majid. Swad, just one letter. And others with two letters. Taha, Yasin, Hamim. And others with three letters. Alif, Lam, Mim, like this. And others with four letters. Alif, Lam, Mim, Swad, Alif, Lam, Mim, Ra. And others with five letters. Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Swad, Ha, Mim, Ain, Sin, Qaf. The Arabic words are made up of one letter to maximum 5 letters.
On the next episode.
Abul Qasim Saadi asema la yanju min dhaqtati alqabri salihun wala talihun, haokoki na kufinywa na kaburi yoyote, mwema na muovu. Ghaira anna alfarqa baina almuslim walkafir, isipokuwa tofauti kati ya muislamu na kafiri, fiha, katika kaburi na katika hilo la kufinywa. Dawamu dhaqti lilkafir, ni kudumu kule kufinywa kwa kafiri, kafiri kufinywa kwake kutadumu.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show. Na karibu tena mtazamaji kwa kipindi kubwa sana katika ukanda huu Afrika ya Mashariki na Kati. Active Jumatatu tunadurusu magazeti yetu, na kabla mapumziko mafupi niweza kukatiza ndugu yangu Kigen ukiweza kutoa kauli yako kuhusiana na hali ilivyo katika taifa hili la Kenya. Tunajua kwamba DCI pamoja na DPP wako katika shughuli pana kuhakikisha kwamba hakuna wasema kwamba the rate of corruption is not increasing in this country.
Mohammed, You know, my brother had said that the issue, had raised the issue on Friday arrests, and I want to say this, that in as much as we are having Friday arrests or whatever it's called, let us come to one reality. The corruption stage that we are in currently is appalling. Is very awful, and
DPP,
you know this
together with the DCI.
Yeah, and you can see
the
the billions that are going out every day that you've had. This cattle is this billion, this billion, this billion, and it is us who will come back and pay. And one thing is this: once and in regard to that, once the DPP has the investigations are concluded and the DPP gives a green light for your arrest, trust me, they should come for you even if it's on Sunday or which day. It doesn't matter the day, because currently things are bad.
Things are bad in the country.
I think my friend has not understood me. I was saying
please, can you make him understand?
The political aspect of the Friday arrest. There are complaints that these people. They are complaints.
It's like an allegation.
Yes, of course, from the suspects that DPP, DCI, and his group are arresting people on Friday to humiliate them, because of course some are claiming that even these arrests are done selectively. They are saying that yes, we have to fight against corruption. Some politicians, that is what are saying. But it seems some people are being targeted because they are against this, what we call Putin movement. You know, I don't know whether you have heard about Putin movement. Putin movement is about this BBI issue. This of creating the prime minister and
other posts
and ceremonial president. That means that the former prime minister.
I think he's politicizing the
I'm not politicizing.
But if investigations have been concluded on Thursday evening, trust me, they should come for you as soon as possible. It doesn't matter if it's on Friday or Wednesday.
It will be civil for you to arrest someone on Monday or on Tuesday, on Thursday, so that he can have time. Of course, the court can have time to process his bail. But now, if you arrest someone on Friday, it means he has to stay for 2 days in the police station. And by that, we have to consider the rights of these people, because they are innocent until proven guilty. You cannot say they are guilty. They are innocent until proven guilty. So you cannot subject them to humiliation by putting them for 2 days in cells. Yet you could have arrested them on Monday or on Tuesday or on Wednesday. So, and that is why I'm saying even corruption fights back. These people may politicize this issue and saying, you people, even the way you are doing your things, you are doing these things in a manner that will humiliate us, because you are not after you are not after corruption, fighting corruption. You are after humiliating maybe those people who are supporting the deputy president. That is why what people have been saying, that the people who have been supporting deputy president are being targeted in the fight.
A certain group of people,
yes, in the fight against corruption. Yes, in the fight against corruption. And by the way, you cannot rule out such claims. And of course, these people have supporters. So these supporters may start viewing this political fight against corruption as political. And that is what we don't want to happen. We want at least these things to be done in a civil way. That is what I was just saying.
So what can be the way forward on this?
So if I'll prefer, because we have Monday, we have Tuesday, we have Wednesday, and even we have Thursday. So if these arrests,
they have to happen. Let them happen between Monday and Thursday.
Yes, so that we cannot
not over the weekend
so that we cannot infringe on the rights of some people, or we cannot subject some people to humiliation even before they have been determined whether they are guilty or not. That is what I was just saying.
If investigations have been concluded on you and there is concrete evidence, trust me, there is nothing that can come between you and your arrest.
Okay.
And it shouldn't come.
And it shouldn't come.
Is it a coincidence? All these arrests, the investigations are concluded on Friday.
Okay, guys.
Is it a coincidence?
Politics aside, on the Daily Nation, page 6, TSC said to recruit 1,000 principal. Na tuweza kuna kwamba kuna zaidi ya walimu 6,000, nafasi 6,000 za walimu zilikuwa zimekuwa wazi, na msema kwamba TSC tayari itakuwa ina recruit. They say they will recruit 1,000 principal in the schools.
It's a good move, you know, to increase the number of principals. But for me, the elephant in the room perhaps is the quality of the principality of those principals, so to speak. You know, it should not just be an issue of you know, recruiting them. Further, they should be trained, you know, on how they should govern the schools, on the new ways to govern the schools, and you know, so that we can improve the quality of our education. Because in Kenya, we are having one problem. We are bringing out so many certificated people, but not educated people. Yes.
Okay.
So
Kuria.
I believe, to comment on the issue of hiring principals, it is long overdue. And if we don't only need to hire principals, we need to hire teachers. And I want to tell Keegan, for quality of our education to improve, we must have enough teachers. As currently,
We need to have enough teachers.
Currently, as
we
we are
don't
talking,
have enough teachers.
we don't have enough teachers. The student to
the ratio of students to teachers.
Students to teachers is you cannot even. We have problems. And by the I'm telling Keegan, as we are talking, we have shortage of 96,000 teachers. Yet in the market, we have 132,000 unemployed teachers.
Unemployed.
So
and
it
we
means
have a shortage of more than
96,000 teachers. So we now start questioning the commitment of the TSSC in providing quality education. Because if they are serious, they should hire all these teachers. And they should tell us if the government is incapacitated in hiring these teachers. Because we believe the role of government is to serve its people. If the government can't serve its people, then we are supposed to do it, to do away with it. And as we are talking, they are concentrating with other things, so to speak, like referendum, which are not, I don't believe they are priorities.
Yes. It's not a priority.
Referendum is not a priority. The other day I said that we don't have shortage of laws in this country. We have integrity chapter, which have been
sector.
Yes, we have integrity chapter, which have been looked upon for years. Yet that integrity chapter, if it is implemented, we will not even be talking of issues of corruption. But now we have the issue of teachers, doctors, those people who are very crucial in running of our economy and even in future development of our country. Yet we are not paying attention to it. So me, I believe TSSC should not only hire principals, it should go ahead and hire teachers, enough teachers. And I believe this government has capacity, because we lose a lot of money through corruption every year, almost 800 billion shillings. And still, we also experience a lot of issues, political issues, which of course take a lot of money, and they are not.
Yeah.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation. On the next episode,
Why do they insist in drawing a certain thing? They regularly say, I want to draw this. When you ask them several questions, it's the same thing over and over again.
For example, if a kid is continuously drawing the family, maybe it's because the family has it has an impact on the child's life. So every time he thinks of something, the family comes up first.
Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan and Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah and Dhul Hijjah. These are the months of Islam.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show. Asante sana mtazamaji kwa kuzidi kugana nasi. Bila shaka tulikuwa na hitilafu kidogo ya sauti, lakini we are back with the bang. Kigen, sorry for cutting you short before the short commercial break.
I was saying that the president, there are things that are urgently needed to be fixed. That was education and healthcare. And if you look at the issue of healthcare, with the shortage of the medical practitioners that we're having in Kenya, this is just a reflection of the shortage of resources has just been reflected by the case that we're having in Tiati. You know, the people are dying of malaria, and this is something that can easily be fixed by just mosquito nets. You know, people sleeping under mosquito nets, but the mosquito nets are not available for these people, and these people have to travel long distance just to get to hospitals. We can't have dispensaries close to their homes. You know, it is the right of every Kenyan. It is every Kenyan has a right to access to quality healthcare.
No, it is very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
At independence, we say that the founding father said that he'll fight poverty, ignorance, and disease. Yet we are still grappling with the same issues. We should now focus as a country after 60 years of independence. We should be focusing on other issues.
Okay. And the same story on page 10 of the Daily Nation. World Bank: lack of clean water limits countries' economic growth. And on page 9 of the Daily Nation, coast operation nets 18 million drugs. Drugs worth 18 million have been seized at the coastal region of Kenya as the war on the illicit trade continues to gain momentum. Tumeshuhudia madawa ya kulevya yakipelekana kule maeneo ya pwani. Vikundi mbalimbali vikiweza kutumia madawa ya kulevya kule pwani.
I think this is a tip of the iceberg. I wanted to hear 18 billion. I don't know why it's 18 million. I mean, this is just a tip of the business that happens there. You know, Mombasa is a transit point, and these people are mafias, you know, international drug mafias. And I've said times without number that they should be dealt with relentlessly. And I think Justice Maraga, the Chief Justice, heeded to the call of the protesters, you know, a week ago, you know, and they were not just protesters, they were women, you know, and you have to be a rock not to feel what they were saying, because these women were saying that their children have been consumed by the drugs, and it's like they no longer have children anymore.
Okay, on page 29 of the Daily Nation, Madobe calls for better Jubaland federal state ties after election win. Mambo kule Somalia.
Madobe. Is it Sheikh Madobe? Of course.
Sheikh Madobe.
I think he lost the election of the Jubaland.
Yeah.
But I believe that it is very essential, even as a country, we must know what is happening in Jubaland. Because, of course, we know we have issues with Somalia, especially this issue of border.
The border issue.
Yes. So we must now work hand in hand with the administration that was elected, and we must keep ties, good ties, because if these people maybe cooperate with our enemies, and you know we have people, of course, in that country whom we fight with.
And you know that Madobe won the election.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to mislead us. Madobe won the elections.
He won the election.
And Madobe, I really applaud him on the war against terrorism, against Al-Shabaab. And Madobe has been seen back in the days, even when he was the leader of Raskamboni, that was working hand in hand with the KDF. And I think that is why Kenya really was on his side, because you know the war on terrorism is a very volatile war, and if it's not given the enabling environment that is needed, it can really be problematic. So this is a very good move, because we had some parts of Somalia that didn't was not on his side. And but I think now that he has won the elections, we should all work together as people who are in the East Africa, that we should work together so that the enemy doesn't come in between us.
In fact, if that is the case, if Madobe wins election, that the Kenya is on the safe side, because Madobe has throughout been cooperating with Kenya in the issues of fight against terrorism. And I believe even the conflict between Somalia and Kenya, Madobe will most probably stand with Kenya. Because I believe Kenya has an upper hand in the conflict. Bearing in mind, if we alter our border, the maritime border, the current maritime border, it means even will demand our part from Tanzania. Then Tanzania will demand its part from Mozambique. Then Mozambique will demand its part from South Africa. So it will get ripple. They will have a ripple effect, and it will lead to more conflicts. So I believe the state task force should remain, or what Kenya is saying, that the border, its border is the way it is drawn. It should remain. It should just remain like that. Remain like that. And I believe even Somalia, there are some people who are inciting Somalia administration. And I believe they're outsiders. They are not even Africans. Some foreign forces. Before going to ICJ, they should have worked with bodies like EAC, East African Community, or IGAD, or African Union. I believe this issue of going to international courts, which are controlled by foreigners, is not a good thing. It's not a good move. And we are Africans. We need to sort our differences. We need to sort our differences locally. And I believe that is the best thing to do, because we know very well that the part that is in dispute, it is perceived to have a lot of oil and gas. It is perceived to be very rich in oil and gas. And when we say it is rich in oil and gas, there are some people who want this oil and gas. And most probably they are not even Africans. We are talking of multinational companies of oil industry, and even some Arab countries, which in some few years, they may not have the oil that they enjoy. So they want now to have our oil. So as Africans, we should we should put our acts together. We should solve our conflicts without involving outsiders. Yes. Okay, on page 7 of the Standard, how delays are killing breast cancer patients. And breast cancer patients have to wait for almost a year before they begin treatment, an inquiry has revealed. Yeah, because it's not just breast cancer, but generally all types of cancers. Because you find one thing, cancer is still, to many people, especially those in the grassroots, it's not something that you just detect on the go. It's something that many people have. It takes a lot of time for sometimes there is a lot of misdiagnosis, because many people go to the dispensaries, then advance, up to the level 5, and even to the referral hospitals. And at this time, they're mostly misdiagnosis, where you find they tell you it's this, and maybe it's cancer. And you find by the time you know which disease it is, it has gone it has advanced in stages. And a bigger problem comes in when they have to take some part of the tissue of the affected area, then for them to go and test to know if it's a carcinogen, if there is cancer or not. And this process takes some time. I even saw yesterday in the news that there is a man in Wajir County whose sample was taken all the way to India for tests. And you can imagine how much time it takes, and then the results come back, then there is analysis of the results, and so forth and so on. And this narrows down to the conversation around cancer, that cancer the screening of cancer should be taken to the grassroots, to the dispensary stages, and the government should bear the cost, so that it is free, and it should go alongside with the sugar levels test, the diabetes test. So these critical diseases, their tests should be taken to the grassroots, and they should be free, because you find that around 90 people are dying daily because of cancer. 90 people daily? Yeah. And there's allegation that kuna dawa ya cancer ambayo imeweza kupatikana, lakini dhehebu la Katoliki limeweza kupinga vikali sana madawa hayo. Wadhani kwamba we need to support the researchers ambao wanajitolea kuweza kutafuta tiba katika magonjwa yetu? Kama watafiti wamepata tiba, tunafaa tusimame na watafiti, kwa sababu kuna dini ambazo zinaleta mambo ambayo sitasema ni ya kipuzi, nitasema ya kwamba ni mambo ambayo inaonyesha ya kuwa yanaturudisha nyuma kama jamii. Na mambo kama hayo tunafaa kuangalia utafiti, kwa sababu ukiangalia mambo ya saratani ni imeleta shida sana katika jamii.
Ndio sugu sana katika taifa la Kenya.
Muhammad, ukiangalia hilo jambo la kanisa la Katoliki, madaktari kutoka kanisa la Katoliki ambao wanapinga
vikali sana
na ukiangalia hiyo saratani ni ile saratani wanaita cervical cancer ambayo wameleta ile vaccine ambayo wanawapa wasichana. Inapaswa tufahamu kwamba cervical cancer huwa inaingia haswa ambapo msichana anapata ile menstruation yake, periods yake inaanza kuingia. Na hii issue ya cervical cancer inafaa ianze kushughulikiwa akiwa mchanga, miaka 10, miaka 11, 12 hapo. Na ni hatuwezi tukasema tu kwamba hawa madaktari kutoka kanisa la Katoliki kwamba ile maswala ambayo wanaibua kutokana na hili jambo ambao hatuwezi tukatupilia mbali. Ningependa wakutane na wale ambao wamekuja na hii vaccine na wao pia waeleze maswala yao ili tuweze kuwa na uhusiano njema, kwa sababu itakuwa ni vibaya sana tukiwa tumetoa vaccine tunawapa wasichana wetu, alafu watu wengine upande mwingine wanaambia wengine hii si nzuri, tunataka
haifai, tukata hino, msijihusishe katika maswala.
Tunafaa kuwe na usawa.
Jambo si geni. Ukifuata historia, kanisa pia imekuwa ikipinga mambo mengi kuhusu mambo ya sayansi. Nakumbuka na watu ambao hata waliuawa kwa kusema mambo fulani yanafanyika kwa namna fulani tofauti na vile kanisa inaamini. Kuna watu waliuliwa, walipoteza maisha yao. Na pia hata hapa Kenya tumepata ya kwamba mambo ya kupanga uzazi, kutumia mpira, tumeona kanisa pia ya Katoliki sema haiungi mkono.
Haiungi kabisa.
Na pia tumeona pia maswala mengi kuhusu vaccine za magonjwa mengine. Ndio maana nasema kama mambo yao, kama hoja zao zina ukweli, kama tunaona zitafaidi jamii, tunafaa tuzichukue.
Kama zifaidi jamii,
wanafaa wakalishwe chini, waelezwe, wafahamishwe. Kwa sababu naelewa ni kutofahamu ama kutoelewa. Kwa sababu mambo haya haifanyiki yasaidie serikali ama yasaidie haya madaktari. Mambo haya yanafanyika yasaidie jamii.
Kwa sababu jamii bila shaka
vita dhidi ya saratani inafaa. Tumeona tumepoteza mbunge Keno Kodhi juzi, tumepoteza gavana, tumepoteza watu wengi sana, na hao ni wale ambao tunawajua. Kuna wale ambao hatujui,
asilimia kubwa sana
ambao tunapoteza. Kwa hivyo kama ni vizuri kuwahusisha, kwa sababu ni wako kwa jamii, na ili wasikizane sana walete shida katika kutekeleza mambo haya. Lakini pia tunafaa tuangalie the importance of the process.
Na bila shaka shukrani sana Serikali kwa kauli yako. Na mtazamaji, tazama kidogo, tukirudi tutakuwa tunamaliza uchambuzi wa magazeti yetu Jumatatu hii. Leo usiondoke, manake nahodha atakuwa anarudi baada ya muda usiokuwa mrefu. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show.
Angalia Uislamu ulipoanza ulianzaje? Ulianza kwa istidraj, ulianza kwa polepole. Wewe Adam alayhi salam, si umeonyeshwa kwamba ni bora kuliko malaika? Hawa malaika wamekusujudia wewe. Kwa hivyo hata ukiwa malakaini ni jambo kubwa kwa hakika, na wao wamekusujudia wewe. Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala anasema wala talbisul haqqa, musichanganye haki au kweli bilbatili na uongo. Katika tembo kuna dhambi nyingi na faida kidogo. Ukiwa wewe unasoma Qur'ani, ni uzuri utizame katika msahafu, ufikirie yale unayoyasoma.
Qur'ani kitabu changu, Qur'ani mwongozo wangu, Qur'ani mwombezi wangu, Qur'ani pumbao langu. Qur'ani kitabu changu, Qur'ani mwongozo wangu, Qur'ani mwombezi wangu.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show. Na asante sana mtazamaji kwa kuzidi kuganda ndani ya runinga kubwa sana katika ukanda huu wa Afrika ya Mashariki na Kati. Horizon TV, kipindi kikubwa sana katika bara zima la Afrika. Active Jumatatu ndani ya Sabah Show, na bila shaka tuendelea na uchambuzi wa magazeti yetu ambayo tunadadisi asubuhi hii ya leo. Na katika gazeti la The Standard ukurasa wa 20, residents wants to recall MP who appeared in public drunk. Tamu kweli. Wanasema kwamba 5 voters in Molo constituency have launched a bid to recall their MP Kuria Kimani over an incident where the lawmaker showed up for a public function drunk.
You know the interesting thing and rather unfortunate about this issue is, on the 4th of July, Kuria Kimani, MP Molo, went to Elbagon, and there was a discussion about how they want to reduce, the levels of drinking amongst the youth, because it's derailing them. The people are not going to work.
And
there's a lot of
the society.
And the weird thing is that Kuria Kimani, he went there drunk. Into a gathering that was supposed to address on how they will reduce how people are drinking in Elbagon. And I think that is
he went there drunk.
He really stood low as a leader. How do you go there? How, even if you are not, especially the function was talking about drunkenness and you're going there drunk. I think it really disappointed the people of Elbagon and Molo constituency at large, and that's why you are seeing what you're seeing today. And the issue is supposed to advance to the High Court, where the 5 petitioners will go to the High Court. And let us see. I think it's going to be very interesting to see the High Court ruling on what they will say up to that. And but also the MP has it's his constitutional right to appeal in the High Court if he's not happy or contented with the decision of the High Court.
To comment on the issue of Kimani Kuria, of course it is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
For a member of parliament who is honorable, he should behave honorably. To go there and appear in public drunk, what kind of behavior was he displaying to the public? And I believe I have just told Keegan that leaders are a reflection of the society. If you have a community of drunkards, you most probably have a drunkard MP. And by the
if you have a community of drunkards,
and this confirms through, of course, if the issue in his constituency is about drunkardness, maybe he was voted because drunkards outweighed, or the vote of drunkards outweighed the votes who are those who are not drunkards. But there's an interesting thing about recalling that MP. This is the first time we are hearing of recalling an MP, or an intention to recall an MP. It may set a precedent. If he is recalled, it may set a precedent, and it may work as a warning to those MPs who,
other MPs
in future, who may think of misbehaving. And I believe the ball is on the High Court, because I believe the process of recalling may not be very easy, but High Court may hasten the process of recalling. And if it succeeds, it may work as a warning to the future member of parliament who may think of misbehaving, and they may be cautious when approaching even the issues of when they are coming to approach issues to do with public.
Okay, na katika gazeti la Taifa Leo tuliangazia tu habari ambayo imeweza kupewa kichwa, ama habari ambayo imeweza kuangaziwa katika ukurasa wa kwanza wa gazeti hili, na visanga vya kumba sensa. Sensa inaendelea ikiingia siku yake ya 3 hivi leo, na bila shaka kunaambia kwamba umeshahesabiwa. Mimi na Kuria bado tuasubiri kuona kama tutahesabiwa ama itakuwa vipi. Na kuna mambo mengi sana ambayo yameweza kufanyika na kuna tetesi kwamba kuna both positive and negative approach ambazo zimeweza kushuhudiwa wakati huu wa kuhesabu watu. Bwana Kige, wadhani kwamba mambo kama haya huwa yanasababishwa na nini? Kwa mfano kwamba kuna baadhi ya watu ambao wanajihusisha katika mambo ambayo hayafai katika jamii wakati huu ambapo hesabu ya kuhesabu watu hapa nchini yafanyika.
We saw that in Maseno there was a
Kisumu County.
There was a lady who was an enumerator who was gang raped by some people who she went into the house, you know, to do the enumeration work, but then the men who are there, they gang raped her. And this is just, it's so unfortunate, and this is just a reflection of how are we treating our women, you know? Are we just, you know, because this is showing us that we are just looking at our women just as you know, as sexual objects. I mean, these are our sisters, these are our mothers, these are even our leaders. These are even our protectors. They serve even in the security personnel. I mean, these are our teachers. They are not just sexual objects, you know. That is really uncalled for. And I think that those suspects should be dealt with relentlessly. And the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics should really compensate the lady who was raped and assaulted by those suspects. And one thing that I want to appeal to my fellow Kenyans, there is this negative sort of perception that has been going around that it's not my problem if those people don't come for like you who's not has not been counted, and my brother here, that it's like it's not my problem if they don't meet me, it's not my thing. I mean, let us be patriotic, you know, in as much as sometimes the country does not reciprocate the same love. Let us just be patriotic.
Let's love our country.
Because the call is jitokeze uhesabiwe. So you know, sometimes because of technical issues, because of technical issues, the enumerators may not get to you. You know, there are only 165,000 and they are counting guys around 50 million. And so the ball is on our court. We should go out there and you know, if they can't come, you know, let us avail ourselves, so to speak.
Let me first condemn the incident. What happened in Maseno. It is very unfortunate. It shows rot in our society, and I am saying our society is rotten, and that is why even in leadership we are getting rotten leaders, as I have just said before. And I believe the buck stops the government. They have to protect these people, these enumerators, because I believe we cannot have police who will man every enumerator, but I believe we still have capacity to have people who will accompany these people, especially in a group of women. They are supposed to work with several men so that they can avoid such incidences, because they should ensure the security of these people is guaranteed, because they are going to different homes.
Are they secure?
Are they secure? And even to some, they will find people who are irrational, people who are thugs, people who are even hostile. So they should even ensure that the security of these enumerators is guaranteed, because we don't want to hear such incidences happening again.
Labda tukimalizia udadisi wetu wa magazeti asubuhi hii ya leo. Mawakili wataka Bashir achiliwe kwa dhamana. Mwakili wa aliyekuwa rais wa Sudan Omar al-Bashir Jumamosi walirai mahakama imwachilie kiongozi huyo kwa dhamana wakati wa kusikizwa kwa kesi ya ufisadi inayomkabili kortini. Tukimalizia
Omar al-Bashir is facing, you know, very many and very serious charges. You know, there are abuse of office, you know, there is corruption. There are so many cases, and I want to particularly applaud the people of Sudan. You know, going out to get Bashir out of power, and then there was this issue of the military, you know, and military wanting to take over, and the people of Sudan still relentlessly stood out that the power should be the sovereignty should be brought back to the people, and that was it was, I think other fellow African countries should follow suit, because we are having we don't have. In most parts of Africa, we don't have leaders. We have misleaders, for that matter. And
misleading the countries of the continent.
And I think Bashir has a big case to answer and the answers should be given to the people of Sudan on what really Bashir did for the many years he was in power.
I don't know how the justice system of Sudan works, but I believe Bashir is still a powerful man. He still has some people in Sudan who can protect him. So I'm afraid if he is released on a bail, he may not, people may not get justice they're after. And I want to tell the people of Sudan to remain vigilant so that justice can be served. Bashir has ruled that country almost 30 years, over 30 years, or almost 30 years. Yes, that means that, and people are complaining. Some people have been put in jail because of opposing him. He could not even condone any criticism. Some people have died because of his iron-fisted rule. Some people have disappeared, even have gone to exile because of his iron-fisted rule. So we expect the justice system of Sudan to be vigilant, the people of Sudan to be vigilant, so that they can keep this revolution alive. We should expect even other African countries to pay attention to what is happening in Sudan, because the Sudan issue is not only Sudan issue. The Sudan issue is an African issue. And by the way, these boundaries that were put by colonial authorities, they mean nothing. As Africa, we should sort out our problems. And we can only sort out our problems if we care what is happening in our neighboring countries. I support people who, of course, were killed by imperialists like Muammar Gaddafi, who were advocating for a united Africa. And I also support people like Julius Malema, who have picked that call from Muammar Gaddafi and are supporting for united Africa. But before we unite Africa, we must sort out the issues that are bedeviling each country. We must help each other to sort out them out.
We start with our neighbors.
Yes, and we must not allow people from outside to come and interfere with our own issues. It is very unfortunate that many countries from Europe, from Middle East, are very keen to interfere with our issues, not because of our interests, but because
of their own interests.
Do
we interfere with their issues?
We don't interfere with our issues. The resources of Africa have been benefiting foreign countries.
Britox exit.
Yes. Yet, when we have good...
It's none of our business.
Keegan has said very important thing, that in Africa we have misleaders. But he should even ask himself, whom do these misleaders work on behalf? They work on behalf of imperialistic interests, Western interests, and they are put there by imperialistic forces. We don't know whether now they want to reverse the gains that the Sudan revolution has made, through now releasing Omar Bashir and protecting the clique of Omar Bashir.
Thank you so much, Said Kuria. Thank you so much, brother Kige. Bila shaka nafurahi sana kwa kuweza kutenga ama kwa kuweza kutafuta nafasi ili kuweza kufanikisha shughuli hino ya uchambuzi wa magazeti. Bila shaka siku ya Jumatatu tutakuwa napatana ama tupatane mwendo saa 11. Saa 11. Tutaona tu jinsi ambavyo mambo yalikuwa katika viwanja vyetu. Na mtazamaji, kwa kauli hino nitakuwa nahitimisha awamu ya kwanza ya kipindi cha Active Jumatatu, ambacho ni uchambuzi wa magazeti. Na tutakuwa tunaingia katika awamu ya pili, gumzo letu likiwa ni hatma ya waandishi chipukizi, na tayari jopo langu lishajaa studio. Lakini mtazamaji, kwa sasa acha nizame kidogo angalau nipate glasi ya maji, alafu nikirudi tutakuwa tunazungumzia masala ya uandishi na hatma ya uandishi hasa wanaochipuka katika nyanja hino. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi